Afternoon folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's well. I'm out here sporting a rather posh hat which Tina very kindly crocheted for me to keep my head warm. It's certainly doing the trick and very much appreciated. Thank you for that, Tina. But the main purpose of actually coming out here today was to do a very quick review on an item which I purchased well over a year ago now. It's a stainless steel Spork which I purchased from Amazon. I've used it repeatedly, you know, in lots of different situations. I found it to be very useful indeed, and I just wanted to share it with you. So I'll be back with you in a mo. Right, okay, so let's just get a few specs on this thing. Okay, let's just weigh it first, find out how much it weighs. Okay, so what have we got here then? So let's go for grams first, shall we? So this is telling me that this weighs 60 grams. Let's find out what that is for those of you who prefer ounces. Okay, 2.1 ounces. So it's obviously, you know, not ever so light. Okay, so in terms of the size of the thing, it's virtually identical to a conventional Spork. This is a Light My Fire Spork. Okay, size wise that's approximately 170 millimeters in length. Okay, whether we can see this, but might be better if I do it that way. So 170 millimeters in length. The actual the width of the spoon is just under 40 millimeters. Okay, the length of the spoon is approximately 57-58 millimeters. Now the only major difference I noticed between the two is the fact that the traditional Spork, the actual depth of the thing does appear to be a little bit greater. Okay, so this one here, the stainless steel, appears to be a little bit shallower, so arguably therefore you're going to be able to have less volume of liquid on there. Okay, but that's the only sort of major difference, apart from of course the actual thickness. I mean, as you can see, this is a very heavy duty item. It's extremely thick. I don't know whether we can get a measurement on that. It's yeah, I mean basically that's 2 millimeters thick, so it's very heavy duty indeed, built like a tank, and it's going to be very hard to damage this in any way. As far as the fork element's concerned, don't know whether you can see, look, that's yeah, that's about 35 millimeters. Okay, in terms of the width it's round about the same. Okay, compared with a conventional spoon, as you can see, a conventional spoon is quite a bit bigger, and once again arguably has more depth to it really. So once again, I think this item, the stainless steel Spork, appears to be quite a bit shallower. Okay, can you see that? In terms of cutting power, this serrated edge here is very sharp indeed, and you've got to be really careful that when you're using this, you know, in cutting mode, that you know, your fingers don't get in the way. But perhaps more importantly, when you're using this to eat your food, you've got to be very careful that you don't actually slice the side of your mouth with this serrated edge here, because it is very sharp and it could actually cause quite a nasty injury. I'm just going to get a slightly different angle on this so you can perhaps see it a little bit better. Okay, I mean, as you can see, that you know, that's quite a well machined serrated edge there, and it is very sharp. And obviously, if you inadvertently slice the sides of your mouth with that, it's going to cause a very nasty injury indeed. Okay. In fact, it might be beneficial if I just try to perhaps illustrate a little bit better the depth of the spoon. As I say, I mean, I've used this loads of times, and it's extremely useful. But if you do compare it with a conventional spork, the conventional spork, the green one, does appear to be quite a bit deeper than the stainless steel one, which certainly appears to be shallower. Okay. But in every other respects, apart from the thickness of the thing, they're the same. Okay, and as you can see, you know, that is a very thick item, 2mm. Okay. I think the only other thing which I have noticed is the fact that when you compare these two, let's try and get a slightly better angle on this, sorry about this, there's more of an angle on the handle on the conventional spork. Okay, which I find a little bit more useful. Just makes it a bit easier to use, in my opinion. And these prongs are actually pretty sharp as well, so you know, you've got to be careful that you just got to watch what you're doing with it, really. Okay then, so we've had a look at some of the you know, the specifications on this item. So final thoughts really. This is not a lightweight option, okay. This does weigh quite a bit, just over a couple of ounces, just over 60 grams. You know, it's not for the faint-hearted, but this is a beast of a tool. Obviously you have a tremendous amount of utility. You've got the spoon, you've got the fork, you've got the cutting ability for the knife. I mean, this is so robust you could probably dig a hole with this, to be honest with you. This is not for the faint-hearted, and it will probably, in terms of longevity, sorry, it will probably outlast me. Do I think it's worth £7.50? Yes, I do. I would certainly buy this item again. As mentioned previously, you've just got to be a little bit careful about this serrated edge, because it is extremely sharp and it could injure you quite badly. But yeah, I think it represents very good value for money. I can't really compare it with a titanium Spork because I don't have one. I'm certainly not prepared to spend sort of £13 or £14 buying one. I just don't think it's worth it. But yeah, I'd certainly buy this again. Compared with a typical Spork, now I do tend to get through these quite quickly. The ones I buy, you know, I use them quite heavily. They tend to snap on the handle. There's absolutely no chance of this snapping or bending anytime soon because it is such heavy duty. I would certainly buy another one, and would I recommend it? Yes, I would. Thanks for watching.